Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your host JT, and if this is your first time tuning in, thank you and welcome. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know every time I upload a new video. So Dr. Qubein, thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited that I get to have you on my show here in this episode. My life, has changed drastically because of certain people in my life, and I have to say that you were a huge inspiration for me, and also one of the greatest salesmen I know, because when it comes to finding a school for me, High Point was my spot. And for our listeners, I want to introduce Dr. Qubein, who's the president of High Point University, and he has done remarkable things to the university and instills so much into the kids at the university, and is huge success there. And thank you for being here, Dr. Qubein.
Thank you, JT. I'm delighted to be with you, and you are one of our wonderful and famous alumni. We're very proud of your life story, your famous book, all the presentations you make. We have very high regard for you.
Well, thank you. So let's jump right into a question here I have for you. You are obviously a very high functioning person with major responsibilities. Many people study the success of leadership and try to figure out the key to their success. I'm sure many have asked you what you feel is the key to your success. But my question is, how do you manage your day and keep up with all of the demands of your day? Do you have a daily routine?
I have a daily routine. Yes, I wake up between 3:30 and 4. I'm early to bed, early to rise. And I spend 2 hours in reading and learning and studying. And then I walk for an hour. And if I'm at my beach home, I walk for an hour on the beach and I talk to God and I express my gratitude for all the blessings in my life. And then I come to work and I do my most important work first. I have lists for everything and I work through my list and I work through my levers, right? These leaders on my team, I work through them to get the day, going in the best direction possible. I make a distinction between that which is important and that which is urgent. So I always deal with the important first. I don't let the urgent sort of get me off track. There are many, as you know, there are many ways and reasons why people succeed. But one of the most important ones is to understand that focus is more important than intelligence. And the people that I know who have succeeded in life and done so in a sustainable way seem to focus on their mission, focus on their values, focus on their goals, focus on their aspirations, and then they put all their might, energy, spirit, commitment, tenacity, resilience to get their job done.
That's awesome. And I think that's so true with High Point. And one of the things that I loved about High Point was your freshman seminar class that you taught. And obviously, it shows your daily routine that you are there every day. And you, like you said, you have a schedule, going on in the beginning of your day before you even show up at the office. But as soon as you get there, it's all about getting things accomplished. And it's something that you teach. And I can't thank you enough for teaching, all of us this, but you have, taught us, first off, God, family, country, right? And that is so important. But then also it's, just showing up and being there is so important as well. So,
yeah, we're in the business here, JT, of planting seeds of greatness in the hearts and minds and souls of our students. And so I get them as freshmen. I talk to them about leadership, about fiscal literacy, about energy management, about building relationships, about developing their own mindset and attitude. And it's amazing how young people, I'm not going to say all of them absorb everything, but I think these little nuggets sort of get parked somewhere and stored somewhere. And at some point in their life, they come back. And I get these notes from alumni who say, I may not have appreciated fully then, but now I'm remembering some of this stuff and it's really, really helping me in my life, in my business, in my goings and my comings. And that's very special to me. I'm very proud and blessed to be in a position to share that. We are the premier life skills university. We say that knowledge does not equal understanding. you can have all the knowledge in the world and not understand how to apply it, how to use it. So, I want our students to learn the stuff inside the classroom, but I also want them to be ready for practical, pragmatic life and its demands, even when it's difficult, as you well know. Even when life is difficult, we have to rise to our, highest potential.
Of course. And one thing that I always love and talk about with other people that ask me about High Point, and have asked me about you too. And one of the things, I mean, many things that you've taught me, but one of the things I love is that you say, every night before your head hits the pillow, to
Yeah.
make sure that you send out all the emails and respond to everyone, whether it's a text or a phone call or whatever. And to accomplish that, it shows that you're showing up and you're getting things accomplished. And that's something that you teach, as well as the teachers and professors around the university.
Answer every phone call and every email by sundown every day. Absolutely.
Yes. And so with that being said, being a student at High Point, walking around campus and seeing you on campus, from you handing out candy bars on campus and creating 5-star dining experience for all the students to learn and to learn how to properly dine. Who taught you the importance of going the extra mile and thinking outside of regular norms?
Well, in my life, I've had heroes, models, and mentors. Some I've met, some I've read about, some I've studied, and I learned a lot from that, right? And my mom, of course, was my mentor. My mom would say, if you want to be great, first walk hand in hand and side by side with great people. Who you spend time with is who you become. What you choose is what you get. And so I understood the value, JT, of relational capital, right? Building bridges of understanding with others. And so for my students here, the chocolate at Halloween or Valentine's is just a way of starting a conversation. It's a way of building affinity. It's a way of having a laugh together. And it's a way of letting people know that you care, right? And that you remember a special occasion and you're somewhat playful, but at the same time, you're building really good relationships. And so I learned in life that, you're going to do everything that you're supposed to do and then some, and then some, and then some. And it's the and then some that really matters at the end of the day, right? You have the minimum requirements and then the and then some. And I learned that from people who are just very smart, and I watched them and learned from them. And I found that that's the way to add value and to interpret the value and to help others as you travel the journey of life.
Yeah, that's awesome. And stand, like the university says, and as you instill in everyone, is creating that excellence and accomplishing your goals in life. And so with that, you have obviously accomplished so much in your life. Is there anything that you want to do that's on your bucket list that you are still working on today?
Well,
Or look to work?
a stage in my life where I've sort of done the things I've always wanted to do, make a little money and build relationships and do the things that people like to do in their life. But on my bucket list, well, let me back up a little bit. Throughout my life, I would take 45 days every summer, and I would take my family on a trip somewhere around the world. So my 4 children, by the time they graduate from high school, they've been to like 75, 80 countries. And that started, by the way, when traveling was not as common as it is today. Today it's very, very easy to do that. So it's very expensive. And my friends would say, that's a lot of money you're spending. And I go, no, I'm not really spending it, I'm investing it. And they go, how are you investing it? I go, I'm investing in memories. And it's so true because my children remember that, they have pictures that they can recall and so on. And so one year, I took my family, my youngest was 8 years of age, so we could do this around the world. We did it in about 45 days. And so now, my children have grown up, there are 4 of them, and they have grandkids that are young. But on my bucket list is to take them all around the world. And I have to wait till all of them, are somewhat of age that they can do that. But that would be would be a very expensive thing because we would do it in class and with class. But that's the one thing. If you say, what's on your bucket list? That would be one thing I really, really would love to do.
And that's awesome. But back to, I mean, again, God, family, country, and you always, like you just said there, how important family is to you. But those experiences that you talk about are, not, you instill them throughout the whole university. And again, back to the 5-star dining and how that's an experience that you walk away with an understanding of how to properly dine, or different countries, what kind of cuisine or different, etiquette in those countries. And so, you see it from the restaurants, you see it from the professors, you see it from walking down, the promenade and hearing classical music play, and being just exposed to those things. And so I can't thank you enough for exposing us to that, like you do with your family. It's truly remarkable and a great experience.
Yeah,
And
thank
so,
you. Nothing we do at High Point is frivolous, right? It has a purpose, and the purpose principally is to help our students to be very familiar with what they need to know and to go on in life and become successful.
yes. And so you are one of the leading public speakers in the country. And there are so many people out there that might be watching this and who dream to become, on a platform to speak publicly. And do you have any advice that
Yes,
you
yes.
have for them to share their
If
story?
you want to speak, then speak. You
Yeah.
know, take any opportunity to speak, because practice, practicing the right thing can make you better, right? Can make you,
Yeah.
if not perfect, can make you better. So the most important thing about speaking is to have something relevant to say, to have something that's of value to the listener. And once you have that, you have to understand the audience, because the audience may be different from day to day. What are their aspirations? What are their needs? What are their goals? What are they concerned about? And how can you help them achieve that? So when you do that, even if you're not the most interesting speaker in the world, they still listen to you. They'll take notes, because that's enlightened self-interest. They know that they're getting benefit from what you are sharing with them. So that's the most important thing. Then, of course, the second part is to prepare your speech in such a way that you can deliver it well, right? So
Yeah.
you've got the way you say it, what you say, how you say it, in a way that people can respond to. And I teach the three things. One of them is called the pitch of your voice, speaking loudly or speaking not so loudly. The pace, speaking ever so, purposefully, or speaking very fast as you tell a story. And the pause, speaking and making a pause when it's appropriate. Those are three things that the best speakers you ever see have mastered those. And
Yes.
they use them in the presentation in a way that becomes music to the ear of the listener.
Yeah. So that is so true. And I think that, your advice there of, if you have a story to share, to get out there and share it, and let it be heard, because you don't know who you can impact and who you can help in your life.
And
So
the two most important words in the English language is influence and impact. How are you influencing other people, and what is the impact of that?
awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Qubein, for your time and for coming on this episode and sharing your story with us a little bit about High Point and everything that you guys do there. And so thank you.
Thank you, JT. You are such an authentic person. That's what I've always loved about you. You've overcome adversity to find abundance, and now you're sharing it with the world. You're writing books that are truly helping people to grow and to develop the right mindset. And authenticity above charisma any day. And you've got both. And I admire you very, very much. And I wish you the very best. And I hope you'll come back soon when this pandemic sort of settles down and be with us. So
Of course.
cheers
Of
to
course.
you, JT Mestad. God bless you. Take good care of yourself.
Thank you so much.
I hope you enjoyed this video with Dr. Qubein. If you want to learn more about High Point University, head on over to highpoint.edu. Also, if you want to learn more about my adventures or my story, or even my story at High Point University, check out my book Untether at jtjester.com. Thank you again for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you next time.